What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video is going to be ranking the most aesthetic looking muscle groups. Let's get straight into it. First off, we're going to start with hamstrings. This is an underrated aesthetic muscle group, guys. Genuinely, if you're walking and someone sees you from the side, or you're sitting down and your hamstring is like, you see that line between your quad and your hamstring, it's pretty aesthetic. It looks pretty nice. Shows that you train legs. It shows that you train and care more about your physique than just your upper body, your chest, your biceps. It's underrated. Overall, if we're talking aesthetics, I wouldn't say it's the most important. I would say it's good to have. That's a good way to explain that. Hamstrings are good to have. If you have them, it's definitely a good thing. It's not a bad thing. You can't really have too big of hamstrings. I've never seen a physique that was hamstring dominant, right? Plus, half the year, if you live somewhere cold, people are wearing pants. So, you can't really see them. But it's good to have. Second, specifically for guys, biceps are going their top, their peak, right? Dare I say most aesthetic? Dare I say most? I'm going to put them in that for now. If I put something in front of biceps, it's going to go ahead of it, and then biceps will just be moved. But biceps, top three most aesthetic looking muscle groups. Genuinely, you're always going to be able to see them if you're wearing a t-shirt. If you have big biceps, you can be hugging the t-shirt. It's going to look good. People like biceps, man. And if you have a short head, you have a good peak. It's honestly, people prefer different things like long head versus short head. Doesn't really matter. Biceps are aesthetic. Going in most aesthetic category. Your chest. Guys, this might be a controversial take. But when it comes to just your overall chest, it's not going to go in most aesthetic. It's going to go in amazing. Most people neglect the upper chest. If I had to give you some advice on what to do, it would be to only hit upper chest. Because lower chest, I don't know. People say, oh, you're never going to have an overdeveloped lower chest, or you can never have too big of a lower chest. But you genuinely can. Your boobs are going to look saggy if you hit only flat pressing movements. What I've been doing recently is sticking to shoulders. And my push day is just shoulders and upper chest. I don't even hit lower chest anymore because I'm going for the aesthetics, right, guys? I don't want this saggy boobs. I want a full looking upper chest. I want those striations on the top, right? That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to put it in amazing. It's not quite bicep aesthetics, but it's amazing. This one, I'm assuming, because we have two pictures here. This one I'm going to be assuming is lats because this dude got some wide trees, some wide wings. This one is probably like your mid-back. Honestly, guys, if I had to rank them, mid-back is so underrated because everyone, when they talk about aesthetics, they talk about your lats, right? The width of your back. But if you have that detail and that thickness in your rhomboids and your lower traps, that is so aesthetic. And I would put this above chest in amazing. And then we got lats. Lats is that width. This is tough. I feel tempted. I'm going to put lats in most aesthetic, guys. Lats are just lats and biceps, man. Lats just give you that width. They make your waist appear smaller. They make your shoulders appear wider. There's just so many upsides to having wide lats. Just like a frame. Wide lat and a narrow waist or whatever. Like a wide frame and a narrow waist on a guy is the equivalent to the hourglass figure on a girl, right? It's just like what catches the eye and what people see as aesthetic. So it has to go in S tier. Triceps, guys. Triceps, honestly, it's going to go into good to have. For aesthetics, they're great. But if you are tricep dominant as opposed to bicep dominant, your physique can look a little off. I would just say overall, it's not as important to have as biceps when it comes to arms. I would delegate about 70% of my training to biceps, and I would hit them first. And then the rest of triceps. They're good, but they're not great. They're good to have. Glutes, specifically on a guy. Glutes are going most aesthetic. On a guy. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. Obviously, when it comes to female physiques, that's like, bro, every girl that goes to the gym, they hit glutes 4 days a week. There's a reason for that. Or they're hitting legs 3 days a week. Is because that's their biceps. That's their chest, right? That's a girl's version of that. But if I'm ranking it as a dude, we're going to put it down here. I have had girls say that having a good glute structure on a guy is attractive to them. That's just what I've heard, guys. I don't know. But I'm going to say it's not important. I'm going to say genetically, if you have a big one, let it be. If you don't, it's all right. Stick with what you got. I wouldn't train it personally. Let's go on to the next one. Calves. They're not bad. I almost want to put them in not important because 1, you can wear pants. 2, you can wear higher socks. 3, people say they're mostly genetics, which is kind of cope. But they're not bad. They can contribute to an overall good-looking leg. If you do have the quads, if you do have the hamstrings, but you have chick calves, it's going to look weird. I wouldn't say they're as important as hamstrings, though, or quads, so I'm going to put them in not bad. This one, traps. Shit, man. Not the most aesthetic. If you're going to hit your traps, I would recommend just doing a row or sort of like a Kelso shrug where you're rowing the weight back like this to hit your lower traps. Your upper traps, not going to add too much to your overall aesthetics. I would honestly prefer or recommend someone to train their neck over training their traps with shrugging upwards. It's just not as aesthetic. Gives you that bodybuilder look, if you know what I'm talking about. I would put these in not bad. Honestly, I think calves are more important than having traps, genuinely. Quads are going to be amazing, guys. If you have that teardrop looking quads, you got the separation, you got the feathering, you wear some 5-inch shorts, those things are going to be aesthetic. Top 5 aesthetics. A couple things that weren't on this list, I'll mention here and I'll tell you where I would have put them. Abs and your serratus anterior, I'm going to group it into one. So your serratus is going to be like that side like here, which is like your obliques or the feathering when you put your hands over your head. Those plus your abs would be most aesthetic. Those are so important for just overall aesthetics. And then shoulders. Literally the two, in my opinion, what would have been number 1 and number 2 for aesthetics for your physique would be number 1, shoulders. Having wide shoulders, having 3D shoulders, having rear delts as well on your shoulders, not just your side and front delts. Number 1 most aesthetic muscle. And number 2 would be your abs and your serratus. Just like the feathering, the visible, defined abs. Both of those would be most aesthetic. No clue why they aren't on this list. I probably should have picked a different list to do this that had more, or that had all the muscle groups. But I'm kind of an idiot, and I just picked this one. But it'll play. If you watch this whole video and listened, you'll see that everything. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know if you guys agree with me in the comments on any of these takes. Let me know if you guys would have anything higher, if you would have anything lower. Make sure to train these higher ones more. Train them harder. These ones still train hard, but if you're going for aesthetics, you don't really have to worry about them as much. That's my take on this. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.